Okay, today we're going to tackle one of the absolute toughest and, let's be honest, most heartbreaking parts of caring for someone with dementia: aggression. If you're here, you probably know it's not just a symptom on a checklist. It's a moment that can just leave you feeling completely alone and lost. So our goal here, using some fantastic insights from DailyCaring.com, is to help shift that feeling, to move from just reacting to really, truly understanding.
Yeah, that probably hits pretty close to home for some of you. That split second when a person you love, someone you've known your whole life, suddenly lashes out, it is shocking. It's raw, it's painful, and it's so important that we start right here by just acknowledging how scary and confusing that feels. So, where do we even begin with something this big? Well, the foundation for managing aggression isn't actually a special technique or some kind of medication. As we're about to see, it all starts with a huge mental shift. It's about changing your perspective, which honestly reframes everything that comes after. And this, right here, this is everything. You have to hold on to this. What you're seeing is not malice. It is not the person you know and love trying to hurt you. Think of it like this: it's a symptom of the disease. It's a desperate, scrambled attempt to communicate something, maybe fear or pain or just deep confusion that they just don't have the words for anymore.
And when we say aggressive behaviors, it can mean a whole range of things, from screaming and cursing to physical actions like grabbing or hitting or throwing things. But the single most critical thing to get is the cause. As it says right there, this is caused by brain damage from the disease. It is not, and I'll say it again, it is not a conscious choice born out of malice.
Okay, so once we get our heads around the why, we can start thinking about prevention. And this next part is all about empowerment. It's about how you, the caregiver, can proactively shape their world to be a calmer place, to reduce the triggers that breed distress and anxiety in the first place. Let's dig into what that looks like. Just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got all the triggers: a blaring TV, clutter everywhere, a chaotic schedule. It's all just fuel for confusion. But on the other side, you see the answers. And they're simple things: soothing music, a predictable routine, focusing on just one thing at a time. That routine, that becomes their lifeline when their own mind feels so chaotic.
A huge part of this is becoming a bit of a weather forecaster, so to speak. A lot of the time, there are these little signs before a big outburst. Maybe they get more restless or seem extra confused or just agitated. If you can learn to spot that feeling that something is off, you might be able to head off the storm entirely. Maybe you switch to a quiet activity, offer a favorite snack, or sometimes just offer your quiet presence.
And this is so important to remember. As their ability to process words declines, your nonverbal cues, your body language, become their main language. A relaxed posture, a gentle smile, moving slowly and deliberately. All of that sends a huge message of safety and calm. Honestly, the way you hold yourself can do more to de-escalate a tense situation than anything you could ever say.
All right, we have to shift gears now and talk about something that's, well, it's non-negotiable. And that is your safety. Because as much as we try to prevent these episodes, you absolutely must have a real, actionable plan in place for when they do happen.
Just to really drive home why this is so critical, look at this number: nearly 50%. Just take a second and think about what that could possibly mean in this context of caregiving and safety, because what it represents is vitally important.
So what is that? Nearly 50%? It's this. And it's a staggering fact. In a moment of delusion or paranoia, someone with dementia could easily mistake a family member for an intruder or a threat. That's why having a serious, proactive, non-negotiable plan for firearm safety is an absolute top priority. And look, this isn't just about firearms. You really have to start looking at your own home through a different lens. As you can see here, everyday things, a heavy rolling pin, scissors in a drawer, even a fire extinguisher, can suddenly become a weapon in a moment of fear and confusion. A thorough safety audit of the house isn't just a good idea, it's essential. Okay, so what do? You need a plan, a go-to strategy for yourself. Where can you go to be safe? Figure that out ahead of time: a secure room, a clear path outside, and make sure you have a phone in that space, maybe with a simple tool like a doorstop. Knowing exactly what you'll do in a crisis not only keeps you safe, it actually lowers your own anxiety, which helps you think more clearly.
Now, this is a tip that is so smart, and honestly, not enough people know about it.
Call the non-emergency line for your local police or fire department. Ask them to put a note or a flag on your address that explains that a person with dementia lives there. This can prevent a terrible misunderstanding if you ever do have to call 911. It means responders can show up aware, ready to de-escalate, not escalate the situation. So we've talked about the why, we've talked about prevention, and we've talked about safety. But now we get to the heart of it all. We bring it all together with the most important piece of the puzzle, the compassionate mindset that is really at the core of your mission.
This right here, this is your mantra. People, and especially people with cognitive decline, are like emotional tuning forks. They pick up on what you're feeling. In their sea of confusion, your emotional state is their lighthouse. When you can project calm, you are literally giving them a path out of their own fear. You become their anchor.
And listen, on those really, really tough days, you have to remember this. This is how you protect your own heart from getting broken over and over. The anger, the things they say, the lashing out, that is the disease talking. If you can separate the person you love from the disease, you can find the strength to respond with the compassion they need and the compassion you want to give.
And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Your role is so much more than just managing tasks. It's about being that steady, solid presence in their storm. In a world that is making less and less sense to them, you are their safety. You are their anchor. And that is an unbelievably difficult, but truly profound act of love.
I really hope this breakdown, which is all thanks to the incredible insights from DailyCaring.com, has given you a few new tools for your toolbox. Remember, this is a journey. Please make sure you're getting support for yourself too. And know that the work you are doing is just so incredibly important. Thanks for taking the time to learn with us today.